We're here at Volk Packaging, and I'm very proud to have Jeff O'Hara here. He is from the United States Chamber of Commerce. He will be introducing Marty Grohman, who is running for the 1st District here in Southern Maine, who we're very excited about as well here at Volk Packaging. So without further ado, welcome, Jeff. Thank you for coming to Volk Packaging.
Thank you. Happy to be here. I appreciate it. Thank you, Derek. Thanks for everyone for hosting us here today. A good lunch going on in the background for the employees, always great to see. Volk Packaging is a terrific employer, as everyone in this room knows, here in the Biddeford area. I'm proud to say that they are also good members of the Maine State Chamber of Commerce, the Biddeford Saco Chamber of Commerce, and the Greater Portland Regional Chamber of Commerce. So it's great to have the family all together. It's a privilege for me to be here on behalf of the 3 million businesses that the U.S. Chamber represents. Those are businesses of every size, sector, and region in all 50 states of this country to give our full-throated and strong endorsement.
Sorry, Jeff, you ran long.
Okay, you're all weak. The U.S. Chamber is proud to be here today to give our full-throated, loud, and strong and clear endorsement for Marty Grohman here in the 1st congressional race here in Maine. We get involved and endorse in the neighborhood of 200 or so races around the country, both Democrats and Republicans. This is the first and the only independent that the U.S. Chamber will be endorsing this cycle. It's very exciting, and it's pretty easy math why we do it. Marty is a guy that has founded a business, he's grown a business, he has signed the front of the paycheck. Certainly the Volks understand what that means, and the employees know what that means here. So he is exactly right where he comes from, and he's written op-eds and been outspoken about the need for tax cuts, the need for regulatory reform, for transportation infrastructure funding. Tariffs are generally a bad thing. Trade and increasing markets around the world is a good thing. These are all the positions that Marty is supporting. These are all priorities of the business community and the Chamber of Commerce for sure. In contrast to that, the incumbent in this race, Shelley Pingree, we track votes every single year and measure how they voted on our agenda, our menu of the most important business votes every year. Her lifetime ranking is a 31% out of 100. And my kids are in school, many of your kids are in school. I don't know, even on the most generous bell curve grade, a 31% is an F. It's a flat out F. The business community, in our opinion, is being underserved by Shelley Pingree in Washington. So it's an obvious choice as we could make. This might be the most obvious race in the country, the difference between Shelley Pingree and a 31% ranking and Marty Grohman and what he'll do in Washington. So without further ado, and before I get buzzed again, it's my pleasure to thank Volk Packaging guys for having us here, and congratulations on the endorsement.
Yeah,
Great
thank you.
you.
Thank you so much. Yep. And thank you, Jeff. Thank you to Derek. Thank you, Doug. Thank you to everybody here. You know, I wanted to just go off script for a second and tell a little bit of a story. Many of you know that I founded a business across the street, a 24-hour operation, and covered a lot of night shifts by myself. And to be able to look out that window and at 2 a.m. and see that blue Volk Packaging light and know of a business that had led the way and had been here now 51 years just really meant so much to me. I am deeply honored to receive the endorsement of the United States Chamber of Commerce. The Chamber sets the gold standard for business advocacy across the globe, and it's a real honor to work with them. I'm a businessman myself. I started a successful manufacturing company that's running as we speak, right here in Biddeford, when just about everybody said it could not be done. They were wrong. And on the factory floor at my business, just like you in your business, we all knew that if we had a problem, screaming at each other was not going to fix it. Now, we've all been watching the news lately. It's gotten awful. It's gotten awful. Partisanship has reached new lows. The parties are more divided than ever. And that's why my campaign for Congress as an independent is critical to changing how Washington will work in the future. This partisan gridlock means that our representatives in Washington have taken their eye off the ball. Instead of focusing on Maine jobs and a better economy, They're just fighting with each other, trying to make sure the other side doesn't get a win. They're more interested in that than real progress. Instead of looking at each other and saying, hey, we have an opioid epidemic that's killing a Mainer every day, reaching crisis proportions, healthcare costs are spiraling out of control, and businesses are drowning in red tape, they're just waking up in the morning preparing to do battle with their opponents instead of for their constituents. That's why I'm running for Congress. You can't keep doing the same thing over and over and expect to get a different result. We can't end partisanship by sending more partisans to Congress. We need a different approach. Now, I know that Derek wouldn't hire somebody who wouldn't get the job done here, and we shouldn't hire somebody in Washington who won't get the job done. We need someone who will represent us, not a political party. And I have to tell you, if I had a nickel for every time a successful business owner told me that they had been down to Washington, D.C. to see Shelley Pingree, and she wouldn't meet with them, I'd be rich. I, as an independent, will meet with anybody, regardless of their viewpoint, and get things done for the business people and employers of Maine. As Jeff mentioned, guess what her rating with the United States Chamber is? 31%. I'm not a rocket scientist, I'm a chemical engineer, but that's an F. We need to do better. And that might just sound like a number, but here's the reality. Every single one of those votes against business is a meal missed by a Mainer looking for work. Every single time she throws you under the bus by voting against a business bill, a business owner stays awake at night wondering how he or she is going to make payroll, and that is just wrong. My approach will be the complete opposite. I'm going to be relentless about making sure the world knows what great businesses and great people the state of Maine has. I'm going to be relentless on behalf of you, not on behalf of a political party. I'm not going to take my eye off the ball because I'm too busy listening to my party bosses. You need to know that I'll be down there to represent you, not a national political agenda, pushed by people who couldn't care less about what you need. So make sure you get out and vote on November 6th. Vote for me, because you deserve a voice in Washington, and it is time for a change. It's time for somebody who will fix Maine's problems, not dance to their political party boss's tune. Thank you for coming, and I'll take any questions. Thank you. Thank you, Jeff.
Happy to do it.
Yep.
Happy to do it.
All right, thank you, everybody. I really appreciate it. Thanks for coming. Happy to take any questions, Don, if you have them, but otherwise, I know there's plenty of pizza left. Thank you so much, Derek. I hope everyone feel free to take a sign and a T-shirt and everything.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yep.